Anyone that comes here and says that finger detangling is not the best way to retain every inch of hair isn't telling the truth, okay? I'm just gonna say it. Eight natural hair concepts that I will never support. Number one is no oils, no butters. Of course, I advocate and encourage women to do what works for them, but there is something about not using oils and butters on your hair that does not sit well with my spirit. And the main reason here is because our hair really is nourished and is literally comprised of oils, right? Our hair thrives with oils. There is sebum that's made on the scalp, and it really benefits the hair if it can be spread down to the hair shaft, okay, or to the ends of the hair. So I would love to trust the creator in his brilliant creation of making our scalps produce its own oils. It follows quite naturally for me to support and always advocate for the use of oils and butters on your hair. And as you guys know, a lot of people that were not using oils and butters before for a period came out here and spoke about how that has impacted them negatively. Yeah, some people have actually chopped their hair off, and some are cutting their hair. Some of them are changing their routines or incorporating oils back into the routine. I know you don't want to feel oil on your hands, you don't want your pillow oily, etc. You want the flow, but girl, you've got textured hair. Yeah, your hair loves oils. Number two is following the crowd. It's easy to get caught up here and be influenced by influencers, right? And just follow the crowd. Wherever the majority of naturals or majority of Black women are going, what they're doing with their hair, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll never be a supporter of that. And the reason for that is because each natural is an individual. Each natural has got different needs, preferences, style, likes, etc. So it's not very realistic to follow the crowd, because the crowd is comprised of different people with different hair types, hair experiences, hair needs, etc. So I personally will always advocate for finding your own routine, your products, etc. that work for your hair. This doesn't mean that you cannot learn from other YouTubers and get ideas from them, try things out that they're trying, etc. But at the end of the day, tailor fit the routine to your hair's needs. Protective styles are not protective. A lot of people believe this to be the case, particularly when it comes to protective styles with synthetic hair. I am aware of synthetic hair, and for me, protective styles are styles, yes, that are supposed to protect your hair from the environment, protect your hair from, rubbing, preserve moisture, that kind of thing. But the biggest thing about protective styles are that they reduce manipulation. Yes, the installation might need a bit of prep, the takedown as well. However, if you're able to leave your hair untempered for a period of time, you will have that length, okay, provided you're not experiencing any health issues or scalp issues, etc. So it's a given. Protective styles to me are just a style that allows you not to be constantly manipulating your hair, that give your hair a break from that constant manipulation. Some protective styles are better than others, for sure. But for me, protective styles in and of themselves are very beneficial, because the literal meaning of a protective style is that they allow your hair to just be, okay? Reduce that manipulation as much as possible. And that's what I base my understanding of protective styles on. Of course, if the installation is terrible, if the style is too tight, if the takedown is tedious, then yeah, the protective style was not really that beneficial, right? Even if you grew the hair, if the takedown is really rough, you're not getting the benefits. However, the protective style, the leaving of the hair alone, will always yield results. Anyone that comes here and says that finger detangling is not the best way to retain every inch of hair isn't telling the truth, okay? I'm just gonna say it. In my experience using combs, using brushes, my fingers, guys, using your fingers to detangle your hair is the best way to retain length. I retained the most hair when I used to finger detangle. If you want aggressive length, finger detangling is it. Do not be lied to. Finger detangling is it. The pea size, okay? A lot of products are not tailor-fitted to textured, thick, coarse, thirsty hair. And a lot of the instructions on how to use a product will say, use a pea size. Look, pea size has never worked. Pea size has never worked. I mean, I need more than a pea size just for my ends, particularly with conditioners. So maybe pea size might work for really fine, maybe straighter hair, less dense hair maybe. But personally for me, I love my product. I use enough product, okay? I do not believe that textured hair should be scanty with product use. I think we should use enough product to get the results that we want, particularly with moisture and lubrication, etc. Frequent trims. A lot of people, stylists, will tell you trim your hair every 3 months, trim your hair every quarter, whatever. That's too much. For me, that is way too much. Of course, if your hair needs it, if your hair is damaged and you're trying to actually gently just cut off the hair without going bald, you know, getting a TWA, for sure. But if your hair just has some general wear and tear, you know, breakage, a bit of, I don't know, thinning at the ends, see-through ends, etc. Yeah, you can trim your hair, give your hair a good trim, but then you don't need to do it as often as 3 months. If you're trimming your hair every 3 months, like when are you going to retain the 0.5 per month of inches if length is a goal of yours, for example? So if you can, twice a year tops, but if you can once a year as well, like that could work for a lot of people. Of course, if your hair needs more trims, go ahead and trim, but in general, a lot of us might actually not need the trims. Some of us are just trimming our hair to make it, you know, look equal, and oh, you know, the thickness is not the same at the end, so I'm trimming it so that it's uniform. That is an unrealistic expectation for textured hair, particularly fine hair, when it comes to the ends. Relaxing kids' hair. Look, if you want to relax your hair, go for it. However, when it comes to kids, just give them a chance. I would never support getting kids relaxed. It's just unnecessary in so many ways. I understand if you're an adult, you want to do it, you've considered the risks and the benefits, etc. Do your thing. But for kids, just allow them to not only accept their hair, but also learn their hair, love their hair, appreciate themselves with their hair. They're so tender, their minds are so tender. So you're shaping their minds and their confidence and self-esteem. So if you're altering their pattern or their curl pattern so early, they don't even have a chance to love their hair as kids. And that just sets them up for not failure, but just really an agony within themselves, wanting to achieve these standards of beauty that are not realistic. Okay, so I would never support the relaxing of kids' hair. Last but not the least is just general policing of Black women. I'm a huge advocate of the autonomy, the individuality, the preferences that Black women are having. I think we should be free to decide exactly what we want to do with our hair. Absolutely no problem with that. And we should support each other. Even if you disagree or you've got different views, it's okay. You can have sisters and siblings and family members that you don't see eye to eye on your views on certain things, but you don't stop being family, right? So let's support each other and stop policing each other. Instead, you know, encourage each other. There's a lot against Black women in general. So I really, really hope that as Black women, we will learn to really just make it the norm to support each other. Ladies, I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, it's Coily Diaries. Bye.